Okay, so hi, my name is Melanie Ty, and I'm going to be doing a spotlight. I'm just waiting for my guests to join me. So just give me a few minutes while we set this up. So kind of let me set this up a little bit too, just for those who don't know. I joined a singles group a few years ago, 2017, and just to help with my single journey because I'm still single. And so I've been reaching out as of late. I joined a singles group a couple of years ago, and I think it was 2019. Yes. And so from there, I was a part of the singles group, and then a separate singles group that was just here for Arizona. And then I became one of the leaders in the group, and now I am leading the group. So I have been just taking time trying to build up the group, and we did a whole rebrand and rename for the group and everything. And we've been really active lately, so part of what I'm trying to do now is grow the group even more. And the group currently is called, we changed the name to Ascend, AZSCEND, Ascend. So right now that just means Arizona, single Christians, expertly networking by design. So the point of this is to just bring together singles professionals, and kind of trying to build each other up, get to know one another, and grow ourselves, grow any business or career experience, and then, really start to build relationships, because we know we need community more than anything else. And especially right now. So by helping one another and basically connecting, we can have more opportunities to go out, do different events, see different things, experience more things, and not have to do it alone, and, or, kind of stay at home. So we have a group of like-minded people who are going out, doing fun things, and living a life as single until we, meet up with or connect with, the one kind of a thing. That's the mindset. So that's what we're doing right now. We've done two kind of bigger events. We went to Lake Pleasant, and I had never been. I'd lived in Arizona for 20 years and have never been to Lake Pleasant before. We did three things. Sorry. We did Lake Pleasant, and then we found out that at Lake Pleasant, you can do cruises, like little lake cruises, and they're really cute. So we decided to do a dinner cruise. We did a dinner cruise, and that was really exciting. That was a lot of fun, actually. We got together and we did that. And then for New Year's, we decided we were going to go out of town and spend a couple of days. So we went to Las Vegas, and we did a Vegas trip. We have more trips that we're planning to do together. So if you are interested, just let me know. And we can just kind of start, or if you have like events that you know of, we're also looking for that as well. And we're trying to plan to do things every month. So at least something local once a month. The bigger events we're kind of trying to do like every 3 months, but like actually traveling together, we kind of have two that are kind of in the works right now. We're not really sure. And then these are going like where you actually have to get a passport kind of traveling. So we're still talking about it. The main goal is to really just get more to grow the group, and then to really start doing more local events and seeing just what's around Arizona, and then kind of branching out from there. But it's been fun. I've had a great time, and it's wonderful ladies. Right now, it's mostly women. But it's been great getting to know each one of them. And the purpose of the spotlight is to, so that everybody can get to know a little bit more about one another, because it's not as easy to get to know people when you're face to face if you're in a group. So spotlights are specifically for the purpose of kind of singling out that one person and having a conversation, and trying and getting to know them a little bit more, and just having them to share more information about themselves. And so I don't have to keep talking. I am still trying to see if I can get my guests on here. Okay. There you are.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
There we go. There we go. I was like, what in the world? I see the request. Man.
Yes. I don't know. I'm not a pro at this, so.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing? What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I couldn't do it on my computer, my laptop, so I used my phone.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because I'm on my phone, so maybe if I do it from my laptop, I don't know. But thank you.
That's probably what.
So much for joining.
That's probably what it was right there.
Yeah. I always use my phone, so because my laptop is kind of strange, so I use
mine's is weird. Mine's is weird as well. It's just acting up right now. So I'm ready. So what's up with the questions? What we doing? What's up?
All right. So if you don't mind, just introducing yourself. This is actually a spotlight that we do by, or I do actually, from the group that I'm a part of. It's a single group. It's not a single ladies. It's just a singles group right now. It is full of ladies, but we're trying to get it to where we are trying to increase to more people. So the purpose of my reason for doing spotlights is because I want to, within the group, I wanted to just spotlight individual people and have them to get to know each other better, but then I also wanted to interview and talk to people who are, still in the single walk or married, just so that we can get some perspectives and get some different, information on the single journey, because everybody starts off single, right? And eventually you get to a point whether you get married or however your situation is, so even though we are on this single journey, not all of us have always been single, but some of us have been married, some of us have been, divorced, and some of us haven't ever been married. So it's just good to get different perspectives, different, journeys on your walk, through your single journey and wherever you are in the process of being, whether you're single or married, or engaged, wherever you are in the process. So that's my purpose for doing the spotlights, and kind of to just help bring awareness, that it's not a terrible experience being single. It can be difficult, at times, but, you can have fun with it also, and it's a great time to get to know yourself and to learn more about you and what you are wanting. And then, at the same time, it's fun too when you're on your single journey, or at least it can be fun. But if you don't mind, just go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll get started.
Okay, so my name is Marquis Jackson L. And I'm from Texas, Fort Hood, Texas. And where can I begin? When I was, because I'm no longer single anymore. Well, I'm gonna start off from the very beginning.
Start at the beginning.
The beginning. Okay.
Yes.
So
please let's
start. I've been.
You can share whatever you want to share, but let's start from the beginning, wherever you want.
Okay. So I became a man in North Carolina. That's when I grew up. I became a man. I got married. All that stuff happened to me in North Carolina. My family, we moved quite a bit. One because of military, and also because of our ministry, and that's how I ended up in North Carolina. And we're going to start just from there. So in the beginning, when I was single, I used to look at relationship, your soulmate, the person that everybody say that, hey, you're gonna be with, and that's how my first marriage began. It was like that. Oh, this is the person that you're gonna be with, and da 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 da. And we grew up in church and all that stuff, met in church, all that stuff. And so I got married, but when I was single, I looked at single. I don't see being single how I see it now. I don't see it how I used to see it. How I used to look at it. I don't look at it like that. No, I was beguiled then. I didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? We're young. We don't really understand how to be single. We don't know who we are. Then we don't get to know the next person, and we always look on the outer appearance, and we never look within, in the inside of that. Inside of that person, or in the inside of ourselves. Right. And I feel when you are single, you need to understand who you are first. Because if you don't do that, you're going to jack up your life and the person that you decide you want to buckle down with. Right. So it's very important to understand that. And the only way that you can get to know yourself is you got to have some guidelines that you live by. That's important. You got to have the right morals, the right principles, the right understanding. And many times, when we're growing up, we don't really get that. We go through a lot of situations within our homes. We go through a lot of situations with our family and friends and people that are around us. Sometimes it's toxic. And so sometimes the relationships don't really last. I mean, you can think about it when you are single and you you have so many boyfriends and girlfriends. So that should have told us a clue, but we never looked at it like that. We all looked like, well, hey, I had 4 or 5 girlfriends, or I had this many boyfriends, or I had that many. So we never really looked at that as a clue that we actually understand what it means to be in a relationship. And a part of learning how it's supposed to come from, most of the time, our parents don't really understand how to have a relationship. Because it's supposed to pass down from generation. It's supposed to pass down from generation to generation, but sometimes, it missed the boat. We missed the boat. Right. And so we really have to put all those things into perspective when we become single again. Because if we don't put those things in perspective, we are going to become single again. Because something's going to go wrong. Yes. Yeah. Something's going to go wrong, and we're not going to know how to handle it. And we're going to handle it the best way that we know how to handle it, and not have it based off of principle, morals, culture, how we're supposed to handle a situation. And let me fast forward to when I became single again. That was the most tough. That was a tough thing for me, because I built my whole life around my family. Now, some people say, hey, that's a good thing, but it was tough when I lost that. When I lost my family, well, I felt I lost my family. That was a tough thing for me. I didn't know how to mentally handle that. I didn't know how to psychologically handle that. Like when I woke up the next day, it was different. It was different. Like, oh my God, I'm by myself. I don't have any children.
divorce is like death without the burial, without the coffin.
Oh, God, I think my mom said she found me in my van shaking like this and snot running down my nose and crying and everything. I don't remember that. I just going through. But it was crucial. Oh my God, it was crucial. I didn't want to blame God, and I didn't blame God.
How long had it been?
I'm sorry.
How long had you been married with family? I mean, because you started like no kids, and then you got married and started having kids, right? So how long?
First of all, I started wrong. Okay, I had a baby out of wedlock. Okay, I wasn't married. I was still in high school. Didn't have no career, no nothing. But I had a baby though. And it was we've been married for 10 years. It was 10 years in strong. And I remember when we had that conversation, I thought she was joking at first. I'm like, you joking? I'm like, what? For real? I was playing along with it a little bit. I'm like, okay. So we can, okay, all right, word. That's cool. Like, hold on, you serious? So it was a total shock. It was a total shock. So if you would have told me I would have went through that, I would have said, nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? Straight up,
Yes, right.
Excuse my, but I would have said that because, I was a popular person in high school. I was a pretty boy. She was a pretty girl. Everybody wanted us. So it was like, I'm like, okay, whatever. Stop playing. So what we doing next week? So what we doing this weekend? You know what I'm saying? It was that type of deal. Mm-hmm. So it was a shocking thing. It really did something to my psyche. I questioned me as a man. Mm-hmm. I looked at. I really went hard on myself, and I put myself. Keyword, guys, ladies. I put myself in a hole. Okay. Because I didn't know myself. I didn't even plan for that. That wasn't even on the roster, And plus, me being a man of God and in the church scene, one of the drummers in the church, and then we had a group called Sons of the Prophets. So I mean, it was like we had like a little popular status. So it was like news. So we got channelized news. Tiffany Marquise breaks up. You know what I'm saying? With that type of thing. So it was a total shock. It was a total shock to everybody. I'm talking about, man, it was a total shock. So it did something psychologically to me. It's a pain that I don't want nobody to experience. But if you're not prepared and you don't know yourself, you will experience that. And that's just being serious, that's just being straight up, And then I decide I want to get married again. That was a total no-no.
You jumped in again.
Listen, I jumped in with my eyes open, nose wide open. I'm like, we only live once, I'll live forever. That type of deal. And that failed in 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And like I say, it was crucial, y'all, because I didn't know who I was. I mean, the lady that I was with, the next lady I was with, she was 13 years older than me and everything. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Just toxic. They were just toxic. So what is wrong with me? And so after that, I thought I went through with my first ex wife. Mm-hmm. The second one was a really hard one too, because, with my first ex-wife, I kind of built my life and kind of like a mediocre life. And I had dreams, I had goals, I had desires, and I never really could do it because my wife wasn't, in agreement and, stuff like that. So my second wife, she was in agreement. So we actually built a business. And we were successful, opened up our local office in North Carolina, mm-hmm. Making a lot of money, making a lot of connections. I mean, I'm talking about I'm invited to senators, balls and all kinds of meetings. They was preparing me for office in 2006. I mean, it was like going really good.
Wow.
And then that breakup, boy, that was something. Oh boy, that was something because I was in the community big time. You know, I'm meeting with mayors. I'm meeting with, you know, senators. I'm meeting with these big time people. We talking about community problems and programs and stuff that we're doing and stuff like that. And then my ex-wife at the time, she tried to tarnish my name in the community.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what in the world?
How am I picking them?
Listen, I'm like, what in the world? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I mean, we had a nice, beautiful home, 5 acres of land, 22 square foot home. I'm talking about we was doing it, cars, money, and this joker want to make a fool of us, our name.
Mm-hmm.
I had to discontinue with running for office. I had to kind of step away. It was embarrassing, you know. And at this point in my life, we were helping churches. You know, I was helping a pastor grow his church, and we were we had a little title in the church. Not that it was important, but you know, we had a little title in the church,
Mm-hmm.
and man, it was very embarrassing. And so that was a deeper depression.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of strong then. You know, I was strong then. Because I didn't even waste no time. I ain't waste no time when I got in another relationship. I just got in. You know what I'm saying? Just got in. It was lust, y'all. It was straight up lust. I was being ran by the wrong things.
You don't have to hide that fact. We all know that.
Oh, I ain't hiding none of it. It was straight up lust. You know, I'm talking about shoot.
Hard life.
my second wife, well, let me tell you how we got together though. My second wife, she she was trying to get me in connection with another woman, and she ended up, you know. So I'm like, I like
I meet the same woman.
You know what I'm saying? So it was straight up crazy. I mean, I think I'm gonna write a book about this and do a movie about it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get their permission, of course, but still, you know, because I think it'd be a good story. So people need to know this.
That's true.
But that was harsh, you know, being married twice and being divorced twice. So I had a big question. I'm like, oh, look, God, I'm a man of God. I got divorced twice.
Right.
Like, what's wrong with me?
But I do have a question.
Like, really?
Because you're there already right now talking about it, but it's very interesting to hear, you know, because people, you know, being a part of a singles group, I've heard of a lot of people who have gotten divorced, you know, before, and you know, they've struggled, you know, especially, and I find it really interesting when I'm in like Christian singles groups, that people who have gotten previously divorced, they a lot of people who have never been married, you know, kind of attack them. You know, it's very weird to me. It's a very strange mentality, but they will attack Christian people. Wow, Christian people. They will attack people who have been divorced, you know, and then treat them like they can never get married again.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
had a lot of people
deal with that.
Yeah, I had people that tried to attack, but
I mean, as if it is a negative aspect of your character, you know, or even your design, you know.
They tried to attack. A lot of people tried to attack, and you know, I had family members that was like, "Well, Mark, you can always just go back to your marriage. You can always do this. You can always do that." I'm like, bro, listen, your situation, my situation, totally two different things. I didn't plan for this, bro. You made a decision. I didn't make this decision. This decision was kind of made for me. Yeah. You know, in both relationships, you know. My first ex, she made the decision, and my second one made the decision. Matter of fact, my second ex, she married one of my business partners.
Oh, that's the question.
Like,
that ends up being a question. Was there something going on?
It was. Listen. I was torn, and I got the attacks, but I'm a big boy. I know how to fight, and I know how to defend, and I know how to also help people understand.
Yeah.
You know, I had to let them know, hey, look, I just married the wrong people. You know, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I really like look at it and see how it was done, how everything was done. I mean, my marriage, how we got married. I mean, we was just talking about when we was on our way to church, right? Let me tell you how this happened. We was on our way to church. We was talking in the back of the truck, like, look, you know, I love you and everything, but you know what I'm saying? We're not ready to be married. I'm like, yeah. And she was in agreement. I was like, hey, we're not ready to be married. So, you know, it comes prayer time at church. And see, this is how some of these churches can mess you up. And this, man, we gotta talk about this. It's gotta be known. So we was at church, and you know the pastor preached and everything, mighty word, and then it came for prayer time, and you know my ex-wife at the time, she felt moved, and she wanted to go get prayer. I'm like, oh man, she about to go get prayer. They about to find out that we did it last night. Oh man, they about to call us out. Oh man, they gonna find out. God, why she gotta go get prayed for? So she went and got prayed for, right? And then I was called to the prayer line. I'm like, God, they ain't about to put our business on the street. It's over with. About to be embarrassed. So we get up there.
In front of the entire church. Oh man.
In front of the entire church. We get up there. She asks, Tiffany, do you love this man? She's like, yes. And then she tell me to raise my hand. I said, I'll raise my hand like, Mark, do you love this woman? I'm like, yes. By the power invested in me, you are now married. Everybody shouting except for me. I'm like, what? Hold on. What happened? Who?
Oh my gosh.
Married? Whoa.
Wow.
What you mean? I'm talking about people start shouting. Like Jesus then came. And I'm looking like, married? What you mean? Maybe. We just had to talk about this. And she over there, I'm like, nigga, we just talked about this.
You're so wrong.
So some of these churches, y'all be careful about some of these churches, boy. They do stuff out of order. Mm-hmm. And man, it'll mess your whole life up because of that, man. Mm-hmm. We wasn't ready. You know, we was not ready to be married. Yes, we had a child out of wedlock. Yes.
A question to that though. So they did that to you. Did they give you any marriage counseling?
No.
Did they give you? Did they give you any? Did they give you like when you started having issues and your ex was talking to you about divorce? Were you able to go to that church and be like, hey, we need some help? Things are a little difficult. Can we get some advice, guidance, marriage counseling? No.
At that time that I'm not blaming the church for being the reason, but when your spiritual foundation has been shaken, and this is why this need to be brought out, because a lot of people are facing this and they don't know what to do. You got to come out of those churches that are not representing the God that we serve the right way. You gotta come out of them type of churches, because they will jack you, your family, and everybody up. And I noticed that my family was the only whole family of that church, and everybody else was partial families. You know, our family was the only family that had a mother and a father, the same mother, the same father, and everybody else, including the leaders, they had broken families, and so it was kind of like a clue, kind of like a clue. We got broken families, instructing. Yeah, leadership was just. My overseer at the time, she was outstanding. She the one that married us, but and I believe she just I believe she did it. I never know why she did it, but I believe she did it because she's seen a lot of stuff coming, and I guess she thought with the marriage that what I'm saying, we could have probably held things together, but when you have generational curses that are bouncing from family to family, and then there is no deliverance taking place within the ministry, stuff like this can happen. Matter of fact, all the youth that was married in that ministry, they all are divorced to this day. Now, the only person that's gotten back together was my brother and his wife, and that's because me and him talked a lot, and the stuff that I was going through, I was able to actually help him through what he was going through. And he the one that jacked up. He the one that messed up and did all kinds of stuff. I mean, it wasn't just his fault; it was her fault too. And they both recognized that. And I was giving my brother the wisdom and the guidance. And I said, bro, don't do this, don't do that, bro. And because God was dealing with me, He was actually dealing with me concerning a lot of stuff that was going on. And I was able to help my brother. And I'm telling you, man, my brother and his wife, they are back together. They're married. They're happy.
All right.
And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I'm like, man, I tell my brother all the time, I said, bro, I'm so proud of you, bro. I'm so proud of you. And he told me, man, he said, man, because I got a big bro. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God for you at the time. My dad, he was overseas. You know what I'm saying? God had to take him away from that foolishness. Take him away from that foolishness so that some things can happen as well. And he did that. God ended up separating our whole family from that establishment, which was good. And that's when my life changed. I took a big break. And boy, they came out the wood work. God, it was like they were just, boy, they was out there. They came, they were like, hey, what's up? I'm like, nigga, you don't get out my face. It was crucial, it was crazy. But I'm like, at that time, I was like, man, I had it with, what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be unequally yoked. I'm not trying to be with nothing that ain't mine. And I said, God, I want what's for me. I want what you have for me. You said in your word, he that find a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. That is one of our clues as men to understand and know when we have found favor with God through relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the clues that we got some favor from him. And so I said, I said, God, you said he that finds. So so what I was finding was the wrong things. Both of the women that was in my life came from broken homes. And I'm talking about broken homes. I mean, matter of fact, we had some issues where, in the ending of that relationship, it was a point I was asking God. I was like, God, I was trying to save my marriage. I really was. I fought. I fought for my first ex. I fought for that joker. I said, listen, no, we got children. You said you wouldn't take your babies through this. We got 4. It was only 2 of y'all. We got 4. I said, listen, we got to fight this thing. We're going to kill this demon. And I was determined to fight and kill that devil. And let me tell you, I got to tell y'all this, what happened one night. Boy, I was laying in the bed, reading my Bible. She laying next to me. So I'm reading my Bible, she laying next to me. I'm like, okay, she's tired. Let me get us a rest. This joker rolls up like this and looked at me in an evil type way. And I'm thinking I'm about to get something. I said, okay, we about to get something. Oh, he's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Okay. That joker started speaking. she started speaking in a whole nother language and a whole nother tongue. And I'm like, what in the world? And the voice said, she is mine, and it's nothing you gonna be able to do about it. And I said, and it said it again. And I rebuked it. I said, I rebuke you, devil, in the name of Jesus. And she just went back to sleep. And when she woke up the next morning, she didn't know what was going on. I told her that, and she didn't even know. So I knew right then that I was dealing with some demons, some generational demons. And because I asked God, I said, God, I need you to show me what's going on. And he showed me what was going on. And I tried to address that situation, and it wasn't addressed. And so those things, man, a lot of us go through that stuff when we're in our marriage, and we don't know how to deal with those situations. I would suggest if you go ahead.
When you don't have anyone that to go to, to help you, because that's kind of what that's what a local church and community is for.
That's what it's for. And if you don't have that system, you will go through those type of things. And my suggestion to anybody that might go through that stuff or has been through that stuff is you got to know the word of God for yourself. So when those situations do occur, when they do happen, you know how to deal with them. At that time, I didn't know how to deal with them, but I learned real quick on how to deal with them. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still dealing with a lot of that stuff till today, but it's gotten better. The report is gotten better.
So then my question on that is, so because of the different things that you've already been through, I mean, we're gonna come to the present and where you're at now. But because of the things that you've already been through, you could see a difference even in yourself, that you are a lot stronger and able to handle, more of the battle, and even your perspective, is different when it comes to your, not just your approach on being single and your single life and, the pursuit of marriage, but also on this, in the sense of just in your entire life, including like work, career, all of that. So you see that your perspective and your own strength, because of what you've went through, has brought you to a place to where now, not that you are invincible per se, but that you can handle a lot more than what you thought you could, which means it gives you faith to believe that even when circumstances feel like they're insurmountable
to kill you,
you know what you've been through.
Yeah, I know what I've been through now. I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, it feels like sometimes I'm invincible, because it's like I'll be like, pew, 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 you know what I'm saying? Because you have the weapons that you need,
right?
And I said all that stuff to say this. That stuff was, I had to go through that because it created who I am today.
Sure.
I'm a warrior. I'm a natural martial artist for real, but boy, I'm a fighter in the spirit realm as well. So I know how to fight. I can help others out of the situations that they might be facing. And from that point on, I've been approached by people that are going through divorce, people that are having problems with their marriage. I'm like, God, I'm divorced. How in the world am I going to help somebody? They ain't got no doggone woman. I mean, how in the world? So, but the stuff that I experienced, I was able to help them not go through that situation. It's been a lot of relationships that I helped restore just because of the words that God gave me to tell the individuals. And no, I did not take that praise. I let God get all that glory. And I kind of saw, I said, wow, God, so man, I went through that and I went through this for this right here. And I thank him for that. And it also helped me when I was pursuing my wife. It helped me understand what type of woman that I need and I want in my life. And the woman I'm with now, she don't come from a broken home. She know herself. She don't need me to make her happy. I don't need her to make me happy.
Amen.
And she understands she's a woman of the faith. She's a woman of God, and she know the word for herself. I don't have to teach her a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she be, hey, baby. You know what the Bible say. I mean, she hit me up with the scriptures, and I hit her up with the scriptures, and we just keep each other in line. And not saying that we're perfect or anything, and everything's peachy and cream all the time. No, it's not like that. But when those times are not peachy and cream, we know how to handle those situations. You know, we know how to look out for the enemy. We know how to watch out for the devil. We know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Not to stick and move. You know what I'm saying? And people right now to this point think that me and my fiance is married. They think we married. Man, I mean, the kind of response that we get from people when we're around each other is ridiculous. Like, I've never felt this aura before. I'm like, you probably have it because I have it either. It feels good.
No, that's
So it's
now that's a good sign.
yeah,
You know,
it's
but
a great sign.
it's really good too because of a level of emotional intelligence, you know, and
Oh
but
yes,
that does bring us to your present situation and what you're
yes,
doing now. So with everything that you've done, that you've been through in the past, you know, and even the things that you were able to accomplish despite, you
mm-hmm.
know, having, you know, issues also, but where
Sure.
you are now, it's like that brings us to your present. So what are you doing now? Because you did say that you have a fiance. So congratulations on that one. You know, so
Thank
you're
you.
still in the pursuit of marriage. You know, you're still
Yes.
in that pursuit, and you're still on your way to
Yeah.
a destination that you yourself have in mind for you, but and for your fiancés, right, and your, you know, your future. But for present, you know, what are you doing now? Like, because you went from being, you know, divorced twice and experiencing a bit of a single season until now you're at the place to where you met your fiance and you're now engaged. So bring us up to speed to where
Well,
you are now.
I'm gonna go to. Can I go to the beginning of how it was when I
Sure.
met
Yeah.
her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Bring it to
so
your current.
I felt that I was. I felt that I was. Um, I felt that I was healed, and she
Oh.
pointed out that I wasn't healed, and I'm like, "Psst, I'm healed, girl. I'm conscious. I know. I'm sure. I'm healed." And she was, and I'm pointing that out because it's so important to make sure that you're with the right person in your life. You can't be the only spiritual person, the only physical person, the only mental person in your relationship. You can't be the only person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to have that type of relationship where y'all can build and feed off each other, because it's important, because if you don't have that, it'll be very, very easy for the enemy to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy. Because you're gonna start seeing things that she's not seeing. And he's gonna play with that, you know? He gonna play with it.
So
So it's very important.
is that one like in regards to like red flags? Like you'll see,
Yeah,
like they'll exhibit what we call red flags. So things that make you go, that's not right. That's
yeah.
basically what we mean by red flags.
Because see, where you're going in life, where God is taking you in life, he's gonna create that balance for you. And sometimes we can jack up our own balance by bringing the wrong people in our life.
True.
You know, just because they look good on the outside, or what they can do for you, and you know they got this, they got that. When I met my woman, I was homeless. You know, I was living in my truck. I was bouncing from my family's house to family house. I was the mouse. I was the Chuck E. Cheese mouse. she she has a wonderful career. She always had a wonderful career when I met her. You know, working for, you know, big corporation, you know, making that big guap, you know, and I was making $7.15 an hour. with only 28 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? So she was she wasn't with me for what I had. And at that time, you know, I came from making thousands of dollars to that right there. And I was just in my humble spot, and she never once had that over my head or made me feel bad about it. She saw what God had already put inside me. She was able to see. What I'm trying to say is you need to be with somebody that know the spirit. And it's not somebody that's you need somebody that can help you become balanced, that's balanced themselves. So many times we pick people that's not balanced, and we right back in the same situation. And this woman has been with me and taught me some things and helped me with stuff that happened in my life. And now I'm the person I am today, you know, because of God, of course, but also because of the surrounding that God gave me as well. You know, that's important, you know, because when you single, sometimes you blind by your feelings, you know, your emotions. I want somebody. I'm tired of being alone. I want to be with this person. I want to do this. Take me to the movies. It's coronavirus. We don't need to be going to the damn movie. We got Netflix and chill, dog, on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't got time to be going up there, getting whatever they try to get with it, man, please. And so you have to make sure that you are in line with what God wants for you in your life. So I asked God, I said, God, this is what I want, but God, this is what I also need. And he gave me that. He gave me what I want and what I need, and you know, really above what I need. He gave me a great thing. He gave me a great thing. And when I say this woman is like, no one can say, and I tell my babe, I say, you know, for the lifestyle that God has given us, you know, I don't want you to apologize because you're a part of the prophecy. You're part of the prophecy, you know, and I don't want you to apologize for your life. And she's always like, why you say that? Why you say, babe, because you don't understand. Like, God showed me some things, and I thought it was there. I mean, he showed me her when I was married to my first wife, but I'm thinking it is my wife. Like, I mean, seriously, he showed me her. I didn't see her face, but I saw her. And I had 2 other children, and I was like, I said, we're gonna have 2 other children. You know, I was telling. But at the time, but when life happens and things happen, you're like, oh my God, this is boom. So hey, I mean, you got to make sure that you're with the right person. You can't, go off based off of your feelings and your moods and your emotions. You know, you want what God got for you, because when God got something for you, it's gonna show. It's gonna show, and everywhere we go, it shows. You know, and my life has like did a straight 360 where I'm at. I'm a business owner. I still work, but I have my own business. I run an organization. I'm very successful, and we're helping so many families, and we're able to help couples, and we're able to minister to couples and minister to people that are single. I mean, we've been in the store, just been in our own world, and then somebody will come our way, and we'll say something or we'll do something with them. We'll be praying with them, and we'll be there to give them that guidance that they need. And it's really beautiful when you're with the right person. That only happens with the right person, though. It only happens with the right person. You know when you're with the wrong person, because they'll fight against you. Like, why you always got to pray all the time? Why you always trying to do all this? Than thou. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true.
But where I'm at today it's amazing. I would never think that I would be happy. And I'll never think that I'd be happy, and I'm truly in love. You know, I never would have thought that I would, because I thought that, shoot, man, and my first wife, my first ex, she was my heart, she was my love, and I never thought that I would be in love. And I ain't gonna lie, I told my babe, I said, you know what, babe? I said, for the first time, I'm in love. I never felt what I'm receiving. Like I was always the one giving the love, but I never got it back like I'm receiving. Like I be trying to compete with how you give me the love. Like I be trying to compete because she go in. She goes in, y'all. She go in. And I'm like, wow, I never received this before. So I didn't really know how it felt to really be in love. Like this woman made me, and I'm in love, like for real.
Right.
So
And just real love, not a surface
it's real
level
love.
or even the imaginary Hollywood level, but a real love. Like you really, like you can be 100% who you are, and you can
Yes.
do what God has called you to do,
Oh
and
my
you guys
God.
share that, and it's that support, that that helpmate
Yeah.
that the Bible
Yeah.
speaks of, so it's more than just saying I love you, but it's actually
Yeah.
showing it based on action, so then it takes you to a whole nother level when you have that love, that what they call unconditional love,
Like I was reading in a book of reading about Eve, Adam and Eve, and the relationship that they had. We wasn't really taught everything about their relationship, but I read a book that was written with them in it in great detail. And I used to think that because Eve, she sinned, and in the Bible it talks about how Eve caused sin and all that stuff, but she was very heartfelt for what she put Adam through. And she did a prayer. She said this prayer, and that prayer was so beautiful. And she asked God to forgive her because she sinned and put her husband in this predicament. And I thought growing up that Eve was she sinned and she messed up and da da da, and now because of Eve messing up, now it wasn't Eve, it was really Adam. You know what I'm saying? If Adam wouldn't have did it, we would have been straight. Eve would just, I don't know what would have happened to Eve, but nothing happened when Eve ate the fruit. It only happened when Adam ate the doggone fruit. You know what I'm saying? And according to the scriptures, that's what happened. And so I used to think that Eve was like, she wasn't really sorry about what she did and nothing like that. And, what I'm saying, she was just like, hey, well, we just did it, so now we just got to live with it. No, she was very sorrowful. She was very regretful for what she did. And she said this beautiful prayer, and it was beautiful. And and it talked about how Adam and Eve, how they lived. And I was like, dog, man, I'm experiencing this. Like this woman loves me like Eve loved her husband. She didn't even want to be on the earth without Adam.
That's right.
When Adam died, she asked God to take her with him. Say, God, take me. I don't want to be on this earth no more. And that's the kind of love that I feel from my bae. You know what I'm saying? I feel that from her. And I mean, it was times where I was trying to take her out, trying to show off and everything, and my car would decline 2 times. And she just never made me feel less than a baby. You know what she did? She said, oh, baby, that's a different car. And she gave me her car. Try your other car. And gave me her car. So, you know what I'm saying? She covered me. She covers me. And she's there for me. So, and I'm able to be the man of God that I'm supposed to be. And you'll know if you cannot be the woman or man of God that you're supposed to be, which in your relationship, that is a huge red flag. Yes, I don't care how they look. I don't care how good they are. I don't care. Listen, run. Run. I tell you, run. Run. I'm telling you.
My question with that is because I've come across a few marriages where, like you were saying, where it's more one-sided, and even more so when it comes to being in purpose and being in with the will of God and doing what God has called you to do. I've seen a few marriages where the woman is not supportive. The wife is not supportive at all, not even a little bit, not even a little bit. And, she just does not want the husband to do what God has called him to do. So in that instance, do you have any words or wisdom to probably try and how would you be able to reconcile that, being that you're, a man and you've been through that already? You said run, but if you're already in that relationship, now
you're in marriage.
They both are saved.
So,
they're both Christians, but just one is in faith and the other one is not.
Okay. So, we got to first understand what marriage is. Marriage is a commitment between man, woman, and God. It got nothing to do with the state of Mississippi, and state none got nothing to do with that. So regardless of how they come across marriages and talk about marriage, it's a very strict thing. If you do the studies on marriage, actually, let's just say hypothetically, we got married, and then we through the violation of marriage, I was violated, or you was violated, or whatever, and I can either accept her back or not. And if I don't accept her back, then guess what? She can't get married no more. And that's the order of God. And it's in our scriptures. And it's a tough thing that we just don't. It's marriage is a very serious thing. It's not something that, I just like her and I want to be her. It is a very serious thing. It is an oath under God, and it's serious. So it's nothing to be played with. And if that person is unequally yoked, it's because of a lack of understanding, and they're gonna have to go to God about that. They're gonna have to seek God's wisdom on that. And then, but if it was me, knowing what I know, I will ask a few questions. I will ask questions like, how do you feel about this, and how do you feel about that, and how do you, what I'm saying? I would try to work it out as much as I can, but you have to use the prayer, and you have to, and some things you have to start fasting. You have to fast. You have to start using the weapons, the spiritual weapons, because even if she's not saved, that might be your task. You know what I'm saying? Part of your task. You never know. It might be part of your task. So not necessarily just put the person away, but if, you made that decision, you put yourself under that oath, under God. So now you have to do all that you can do. Because the Bible said when you've done all that you can do, still stand therefore. So you can't give up, because you put yourself in that oath, and that's a real oath. And people don't understand how serious marriage is. Marriage is so serious that if it's not done right, it can destroy families. And I'm a prime example. My daughter went through suicidal thoughts. She's even prayed to the devil and asked the devil to her and save her mom. That's how serious this thing is. So when I tell you that marriage is a serious thing, and if you don't do it right, you can destroy lives. That's a whole nother generation. She ain't even begin her life. Of course, I know what I did what I had done. But I'm just showing you the seriousness of what a messed up marriage can do if you don't do the right thing. So in that person's case, you're going to have to do some fasting. You're going to have to do some prayer. And you're going to have to really seek God. Really seek God on direction on what you should do in order to handle that situation. Because I'm going to put it to you like this. Me and my first wife, it was so toxic. We couldn't even talk on the phone without, I'm on cloud 10 with my voice, talk to this girl. We bashing each other. And she, calling me everything but a child of God. And we just at each other's throat. And it was every time we had a conversation. And I said, man, I'm tired of this. No. So what I did was I asked God, I said, God, I need you to show me what I need to do. I need you to show me what I need to do in concern of dealing with my first ex, because we made love together. But now it's like we don't even know each other. We can't even talk. We have 4 children. We act like we don't even know each other. And I said, we have 4 children in this, and it ain't their fault. And they're going through because of this. I need you to show me what is it that I need to do. And I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, I did it, y'all. And it took some years. But let me tell you, this is a testimony, y'all. I came to my ex and I told her, I said, listen, I said, look, we need some counseling. We need to go through family counseling. I know we're not together. It ain't got nothing to do with us being together. I said, we need to go to some family counseling. We got children involved in here. And this is something that we did. Okay. We made the decision. Okay. And we need the help. She cursed me out, called me everything. I ain't going to no counseling. I ain't crazy. Now let's come to the present. A year ago. No, I say a few months ago. I say probably it was what was it? October of last year. She called me and said, you know what, Mark? We need counseling. We do need counseling. I think that'd be good for our family. I'm like, I'm on the phone like, yes. We do need counseling. Yes. We need good. I'm so happy and excited because God answered my prayers. Yes, he did. That was a prayer that I prayed for. Mm-hmm. And he answered that prayer because he gave me direction on what I need to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. He told me what I need to do. And I heard from him. You cannot block your ears from God's word. So that's when your feelings start getting in the way when you're dealing with that person, because you're frustrated because this person is not in line with you, and you see some things and you just all in your emotions. You can't go off of that. Sure. You got to be led by God's word. You got to be led by his voice, led by him. You got to be able to hear it. Can't be stubborn. You got to be able to hear it. Can't be prideful, men. So very true. Women, you can't be prideful. And let me tell you, this is another testimony. Amazing testimony. Just New Year's. Go ahead. Just New Year's. Go ahead, please. This is another testimony, y'all. Because I listened to God, because I heard him, because I did everything he asked me to do. He told me to do in concerning this issue with my ex. This joker texted me and said, Happy New Year's to the best friend I ever had in my life. I was like, what? I said, well, Happy New Year's to you too, friend. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And now the relationship that we have now, and I praise God for this. We can talk on the phone. We can talk about the past. We can laugh and joke. Our kids are happier, and we're working together. You know what I'm saying? No, we're not together. No, we're not getting back together. That ain't happening. But we can work together and coexist. But that happened because I follow God. I follow his I know his word. I follow his word. I heard him. I listened to him. And I sought after him. I didn't get all mad and this girl, who she thinks she is? Shoot, she ain't my woman. Nah, bump all that. It's bigger than that. God still, because she's still a soul too. Yeah. So we have to understand that. God loves her as well. They still a soul, even though they may have did this to us, did that to us. I'm talking about, boy, they still God's children, and we have to deal with them just like that. That's how you know that you are healed. When you can deal with them like they're God's children. And I ain't gonna lie, it was not easy sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes I just wanted to beat the snot out of her. But
But
because
also
it's
there was a level of forgiveness there as well, because
yes,
you had to walk through that process of really
I
truly
had
letting
to.
go and giving it over to God. Because just personally for my own life, it's very true. It's like, I've gone through a lot too, and I see the
Yeah,
difference even within myself. There was a lot of naivete before I even got into a relationship. So I understand, going through all of what you have to go through, being angry about having to go through it in the
yeah.
first place. I'm a child of God. I ain't supposed to be having to go through none of this.
Shoot,
No, no.
father of the king around here.
That's not what the word of God
Shoot,
says. But the point is, getting to that place to where it's like, look, I did go through that. I went through it. I'm not still there. I'm
yes,
not stuck.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
would be a hard thing if I had to stay there. It would have
yeah,
been way harder to have had to stay there. But I'm
yeah,
thankful to God that He brought me through it.
yeah,
Because, and to the point to where I was able to forgive and I was able to let go,
yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
one of those things where, that forgiveness plays a very strong role in being able to make it
That's right.
through and to truly be able, like you say, to be healed. And then to be open to the
Yeah, it's a part of our
opportunity,
growth.
because you won't be open if you're not
Mm,
healed. You will never be open to the opportunity or
right.
opportunities that God will present your way. It's like, and it doesn't matter what it's in. It doesn't matter if it's your life,
Yeah,
career, it doesn't matter if it's with relationships. If you are not able to get
yeah.
to that place of healing through forgiveness and letting it go, and letting God,
That's
as
right.
they say, then, you'll never ever get to that place to where you can be open to opportunities, and
That's
you
right.
will miss opportunities. So
Yeah, and it's,
just like with you and your fiance, you would have never experienced this level of love and actual
hmm
interaction, rational
yeah,
human being
yeah,
conversation, to where, not, you don't even
yeah,
have to be on the technically the same level, but you both have an understanding. You understand one another.
hmm hmm
You wouldn't even be able to receive, let alone give that, if there hadn't been
hmm
a process of healing. So I'm very thankful
and
for that.
you got
The
to
process.
understand also that it's really for you
True.
too. That thing is for you. It ain't just for them. It's for you as well. It's for your growth. It's for your further growth in your walk with God. Because if you're a person of God, if you claim to be a person of God, and you have to go through that, it's gonna be for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, I would tell you to embrace everything. So
Mm-hmm.
that person that might be going through that situation where your significant other is, you're married, you've gone through the law, the spiritual law, and you're now together. So brother, sister, you're gonna have to seek God, have your ears open, let pride go, humble yourself, because you have to humble yourself first. And then you have to be an example, because I was an example to my ex. You know, I was an example to her. She let me know that I was an example to her. I didn't know she was, I'm thinking that she, but I was an example to her, showing her how it should be. Even when we not together, you know what I'm saying? We don't agree, or we don't, hey, listen, we need to, why not? We have children, we need to agree. We need to. It's something that we have to do. And it's not something that's easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, it's a personal thing, and it's deep. But I promise you, when you accept and you embrace that thing, it's gonna make you strong. And I know, Melanie, you said, I know you ain't invincible, but boy, it's gonna make you feel close to it. It's like anything that try to come your way now. Yeah, anything that try to come your way now, you like, really, devil? That's it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, miss me with that,
You remember what I've been
So
through? That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
true.
So it's
It's very true.
It's our weapon. Yeah.
Yes,
So
it
where I'm
is.
at today
Then
is beautiful.
my next question
Okay.
is,
Okay.
so we dealt with the past and you brought us to your present. What do you
Mhm.
have for the future? What is your plans, or what is it that you're wanting to accomplish? Whether it's this year, it's like I'm sure you have a lot, but
Heck,
please do
we ain't go
share
through all that.
what you can share, what you want to share, but do share what it is you're wanting, you yourself are planning and wanting to accomplish within the next, year, 5 years, something to that effect.
Okay, so we had some goals that we set for our organization last year, and we had like 3 goals that we need to set, and we was able to accomplish 2 of those goals to put us in the last phase last year. So that's on the way of happening, um, and I'm so excited about that because it's going to be another opportunity to deal with a lot of young folks, a lot of single people, a lot of people that are in relationships, and my organization, we deal with a lot of financial education. I'm a financial educator, certified financial educator, and I
Okay.
get a chance to deal, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
certified. So I get a chance to deal with a lot of couples
Uh-huh.
and a lot of young folks, and I'm able to impart some wisdom in their life, because to be financially sound, it takes a lot. It really do take a lot, and you have to have the right people in your life in order to get things you need and get to that level that you need to be, because it requires a level of focus. It requires a level. It requires another type of mindset that you have to have. It requires you
Good.
to take that old stuff. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's not
Go ahead.
taught. That's why it
Yes, it's not
requires
taught.
another mindset. That's right.
Yeah,
Gotta get from a
yeah,
young
it's
age
not
is what's
taught. Why?
needed.
Yeah. So you have to have the right person in place, and we're going to be able to deal with a lot of people on a spiritual level and just help them understand the balance that they have to have in their life as they go through this journey. Yeah, we talk about finances, but we can't talk about finances if your mind ain't right. We can't talk about finances if your health all jacked up. We can't talk about finances if you keep messing with the wrong people and they keep jacking you behind up. We can't talk about that stuff because you got some things that's going to stop you from where you need to really go. And you can't get there because you keep putting yourself in situations. So we have a lot of opportunity to talk to a lot of relationships, a lot of couples. And it's like we do couple therapy, but I tell people, I said, guys, I mean, like, bro, if you're making this type of income, you have to do this. You, you and your woman gonna have to see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and this is just your girlfriend, so this ain't your wife. If it was your wife, it's a different ballgame. But this is just your girlfriend, so you don't know if she's gonna be with you or not. So you need to plan as if you know anything can happen.
That's true.
Because that's not your wife. You didn't say I do under God. You just say, hey, I like you. So, um, man, where I plan to be in the next year, um, I can't say everything because she's watching this, but there's some great things that I plan to accomplish. I'm gonna just leave it there. Y'all need to read between the lines. There's some things I plan to accomplish between me and her within the next year, and yeah, and she has some goals that she wants to accomplish in about 4 years, and we're already on target for that. So that's gonna be a little surprise for her. She don't know what it is. I'm not telling her, but that's gonna be a surprise. It's a lot of stuff I can't say now because she's gonna be watching this.
Right. That's fine. Share what you can.
But the goals that we have set for the next 3 to 5 years, we are on target financially. spiritually and physically. Now, do we know the obstacles that's gonna try to come and hinder? No, we don't. But I'm pretty sure that we're prepared for that as well. Um, I know spiritually, physically, mentally, we're balanced and we can handle it. And I plan to have a beautiful life with her. Um, we want to have children, so y'all be praying that happens. She ain't never had children, y'all. She want 4. So you already know, boy. I already got 4, y'all. So you know I gotta be a millionaire. She want 4 more, and I'm gonna give all 4 of them to her. I'm gonna give all of them to her.
All right.
Yeah. So
that's in the
she want 4 children. I ain't gonna say no to it. So
Amen.
far as organizational wise, we're on target with reaching our goals with our organization. In 5 years, we're going to be opening up our big facility. It's going to cost about $10 million to open it up. We will have the finances for that, and I'm really excited about that. We put things in place for that as well, and I'm just excited about life, because when you start to align yourself up the way you're supposed to line yourself up,
yes,
and you have that person, that other partner in your life,
yes,
it's like it's like the secret. It's one of the secrets to life, because a relationship is a part of God's image. It's a part of God's image.
We were created to be in a relationship. That's true.
That's why relationships are so fought. That's why they fought so hard. And I tell people, there's a spirit. When you're in a relationship, there's a spirit, not boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about marriage.
Yeah, I understand.
There's a spirit that will cause you, that if you're not looking, if you're not watching, you'll know what it looks like. It will cause you to look at that person like you don't like I hate that person. It's a spirit that attacks the relationship, because when a relationship is together, it's like, I don't know if y'all seen The Matrix yet. I ain't trying to get no spoiler alert, but the connection that they had was unstoppable. And that's the truth. When a man and a woman comes together as one, and they, first of all, when they come together, they are in the image of God. They are in the image of God. I mean, people don't understand how important that is. And you're fighting against this woman that you say you love, and the woman is fighting against this man that she says she loves. You're fighting against God. So when y'all in agreement, everything starts to flow. Everything. Your mind, your spiritual life starts to flow. Your physical life starts to flow. Your financial life starts to flow. Your health starts to flow. But when y'all are at odds with each other, your health is bad. Yeah. Because you stressed, she stressed, you angry, he angry. I mean, health is jacked up. Your physical life starts jacked up. Mm-hmm. Your spiritual life gets jacked up. That's true. I mean, I be telling people, I said, guys, the secret, if we want to save our community, we want to save our churches, because there ain't a lot of churches right now to this day, they ain't doing right. That's why we have a lot of divorces, because they're not really teaching the word of God, and nobody wants to follow the Bible to what it really says. And if we really actually do that, and we embrace what the Bible says, and get besides how we feel, and we just understand what God is saying, it's a smooth sell. Yes. She understands where she's supposed to be. You understand where you're supposed to be, and you operate and you move like that. You speak like that. You talk like that. You act like that. You create like that. Everything just starts to flow, and your life is blessed. Everybody else is stressed out. During the coronavirus, it showed a lot of relationships where they really are. And I'm sitting here looking at my bed like, babe, I don't see it. What's wrong with these cats? Why are they divorcing? What's wrong with them? I said, God.
Yeah.
But you're not on you're on a whole nother level. Yeah. You're not in that same category as they in, because they're not flowing the way they're supposed to flow, because they're not understanding the word of God.
Yes, and you put in the work. You know, both of you have put in the work into the relationship itself. Not only into developing yourselves personally, but also you poured into the relationship. You know, it's not like this selfish, you know, aspect where it's like it's all about me and I'm gonna get mine kind of a mentality. It's like, no, you're actually investing your time, your talent, your treasure, your heart into the relationships. And then on top of that, you know, you're investing into yourself as well. And each of you are both pouring into one another. And it creates a very beautiful cycle when you're in a relationship like that. Because if only one is receiving and only one is giving, you know, or if neither one is giving, you know, it creates a very crazy relationship. There is no relationship if only one person's giving or if nobody's giving. Yeah. It's just really, it's a really bad situation.
A relationship is a choice. It's a choice to have a relationship, because is bigger than just you make me feel good and you're happy. Ask your spouse, if you're in a relationship, ask your spouse, why do I make you happy? And if they can't tell you why they make you happy, it's, y'all need to, do a lot of pillow talk. Y'all need to do some rebooting, because me and my own spouse, me and my fiance, we have we have some check. We have this thing that we check each other out. Like, hey, are we all right? We okay? How you feeling? Better tell me how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? We be checking each other, and we make sure that we have an open we have an open communication, and we have an open dialogue. Like, how do you really feel? Like, how are you feeling right now? If it's something that she don't like, and I tell her, babe, I'm gonna change that, I ask her, hey, did I work on that? Do you feel, am I showing you that I have changed that attribute that you didn't like, or that way that you didn't like? And people say relationship is give and take. It is give and take. You got to know what to give, and you also got to know what to take, and you got to know what to take and also what to give. You got to pay attention to each other, because if you plan on building a life with somebody and you don't want to pay attention to them, you don't want to still date them. Like, I still date her. I still court her. I still chase her, because I'm a freaking lion. You feel me? Yeah. Rawr, I'm a doggone lion. I'm saying? I still flirt with her. I'm saying? I still flirt with her. I still, I'm saying? Yo, what's up, babe? What you doing? I'm saying? I still do all that stuff. Even though I got her, I make sure I got her. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying? I don't have to worry about another. Yeah, I keep it fire. I keep it hot. I keep it real hot. And I keep her on the toes. She tells me all the time. The same thing, vice versa. Because you got to have those checks in your relationship. Because if you don't, and you just mediocre with your relationship, that's a relationship. It's something that got to be worked. She's experiencing stuff when you're not around her. We don't live together. You know what I'm saying? We don't live together. People think we live together. I'm like, we're not married. No, we don't live together. So, I thought you. I said, bruh, come on, are you for real, bruh? Man, I be forgetting y'all not married, man. I said, bruh, we're not married, bro. We do not live together. I said, no, bro, no, we don't live together. So, but we keep each other in check to the point where people feel the love that we have for each other. And that's important. So I know that you might be single right now, and you're the reason why you're single.
I am.
Okay, you got to accept that.
Oh,
that was hard for me to accept. That was a hard thing. I said, God dang. Oh, guys, get out of here. I'm the reason? Yeah, you the reason. You the reason why you single.
Yes, I know.
You the reason why you lost all that. You the reason why she left you. You know what I'm saying? That thing was hard. You gotta accept those things, because if you don't accept those things, how in the world you gonna get blessed? You keep holding that stuff in.
That's true.
How can you? Yeah. How can you start to love somebody else and you still got little ways of your attributes? So you gotta check yourself. And so you got to understand that when you in a relationship, if you get into another relationship with another person, I would tell you, don't give up on relationship, because relationship is one of the most important things that we can have. And if it wasn't so, God would not have created Eve for Adam.
That's true.
He said it's not good for man to be alone.
And to say what does he say? Take dominion.
Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful. Thank you.
Is that what you said?
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't have said that either.
He wants you to be fruitful.
The need to create more of yourself.
Exactly.
Which means that means you were to be in relationship. Build in community. Mm-hmm.
Yes. She won't fold. I'm gonna give her fold, y'all. And so even when you come to that part, you have to be present with that. You have to know how to love your spouse. Because in relationship, when I was married and everything, they never really talked about that right there. But that is so important. You have to understand that. You got to start talking about those things. Y'all have to talk about those things. What makes what y'all like. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff. You got to be very open in your relationship.
Yes.
You got to be very open in your relationship. It's nothing. If you have to hide something in your relationship, get out of it. You ain't, because you should be open to your significant other about how you feel and what makes you feel.
It's true.
You need to know what makes you feel good, what moves you, what turns you on about her, and she need to know vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to talk about those things. I don't know why people just don't want to talk about nothing. They get in a relationship and then they hate each other. Like, what in the world? I said, you in a relationship, bro. Man, she nagging me, bro. She nagging me. I mean, what is she saying? Man, I'll be trying to play the game. I said, first of all, you need to stop playing the game. You're a grown man. Your woman wants your attention. What's wrong with? She wants your attention. You know how many? Well, I mean, some of these guys that I be talking to, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I'm 42 years old. I get on their behinds. These young folks, oh my God, I get on them. I said, see, that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all some cats. Y'all don't chase the woman. Y'all be like, meow, do you like me? No, you better go grab that woman. So I tell people, I say, man, you got to be into your relationship. I'm into my relationship. She's into me. Like when we out, it's all about us. It's all about us. Like we in the stove, but y'all in our world. If we want to dance right there because of the music playing, we'll dance right there. We have other people dancing with us. We're like, yeah, yeah, come on. You know what I'm saying? We just, you got to do those things. You got to have those things in your relationship, because the enemy going to fight you tooth and nails. Our fights that we have, our disagreements that we have, are not like I was used to the disagreements. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been married twice. And, I had a lot of disagreements. The disagreements that me and my previous woman have now, we don't have those kind of disagreements. We'll be talking about some, you paid last time, so I'm going to pay this time. No, my present is better than your present. I'm going to make sure my present going to outdo your present. You know what I'm saying? We have little specs. We ain't perfect, but I'm saying it's like we don't argue. We have conversations. And we've had heated conversations now, but it's been on this level right here.
Yes.
And speaking on conversations, if you have something against that person got something against you, y'all got some, something that I don't like, have the conversation to have a solution.
Yeah.
Don't have the conversation to try to prove a point and see, I told you. No, have a, that's so important in a relationship. They just be trying to see, I told you, you always doing that. But what's the solution though?
That's true. That's very true. My question though too is also in
be in that relationship.
When you're talking about basically like you were saying with communication, and that actually has to deal with communication as well. Those are all different aspects of communication. So do you talk to the young men, or do you talk to men and let them know that they have to vocalize what they like? Because as far as a woman is concerned, we kind of go based off of what you like to eat, maybe a cologne you like to wear, favorite tie or style, so we're trying to guess how to love you based on, an outward appearance, type of a thing. So when it comes to, without a man actually articulating, other than giving you like honor, and making sure that we are respectful and giving you that honor, just, as a man, do you communicate to them that they need to tell a woman how they like being loved or how they want to be loved, other than like the physical? Just,
Okay, so I'm gonna say it like this, and this for both man and woman, because this is where the fun comes in. This is where the fun of relationship should be. Getting to know that person. The Bible says, know those that labor among you. If it's telling you to know those that labor among you, and you can't get to know your woman, or that woman can't get to know that man, you disobeying the law. So guess what's gonna happen? Disobey the law behind that. So before, when I first met my woman, I made a decision. Her smile, what she like, what she into. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. What she like, what she smile, what she into. If she like jewelry, if she like to wear jewelry, I pay attention. I pay attention to her. That's a part of relationship. No, oh, you've been with her for a few weeks, a few months. Now everything. We're changing. So you need to get to know that person.
Very true. And usually through conversation. Are you still there? Sorry. You're frozen on my. Oh, okay. There you are.
Okay. I'm back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, you were cutting in and out for a second.
Yeah, it got cut off. Yeah, it went out. So you're getting to know that person. So before I do anything, I always ask. I say, "Hey, babe, I noticed that like I was telling, I said this to her a couple of months ago. I said, babe, I noticed that you don't wear a whole lot of jewelry because I wanted to buy her, some jewelry, and I just noticed that she don't really wear a lot of jewelry. She likes to wear like the costume jewelries and stuff like that. She likes to wear those kind of jewelry. So I knew about that. I'm like, okay, I see, I know, I like the, but I want to buy you some jewelry. I want to buy you some jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And I said, babe, I noticed that you don't wear a lot of jewelry, but I know you like the ink. I know you like the wristlets, the things with the little charms and everything. And I said this to her. She said, "Oh, baby, you noticed that?" I said, "Yeah, I noticed that. That because when you wear jewelry, that's what you put on you, and I see what you put on you, and I see your style, you know.
Yes.
So for the women that's trying to figure out their man,
Mhm.
pay attention to them. Just pay attention to them. That's fun. You said you like that person, or you love that person, right? Pay attention to him.
Mhm.
See what he like. See what moves him. See how he likes to smell. Now, if the Joker don't want to wear no cologne, then you got a question like, look, bro, why you ain't smelling good? Like, what's going on? Because if you like that, you like that. But pay attention to him. I want him what he like, and just keep notes. You'll find out some very interesting thing about your significant other. I promise you, and
Sure.
it'll help you grow as a woman for him because you're
Okay.
becoming one. That's a part of becoming one.
Oh,
Go
yes.
ahead.
So true. So, just in conclusion, thank you so much for joining and just sharing a
Yeah.
bit of
Thank you
your
so much for
story,
having me.
and really pouring out, your heart and even sharing your bits of your testimony. Is there anything that you kind of want to leave us with? I also just want to make sure that, we're able to put out like where we can follow you. So, maybe your Instagram or Facebook or any pages that you want us to like. How can we follow you? How can we support you? Kind of thing. You can even put out your Cash App. I'm good with that as well.
Okay.
But then also,
Well,
if there's anything that you'd like to share, like just in closing, kind of summing it all up, I suppose.
okay. Well, to sum everything up, what I want to share, I do have a concern about relationships. God has been dealing with me about relationships really hard, and that's the reason why I went through two divorces, two failed relationships. I was able to see from a perspective of both sides and two women and what they went through, the challenges they dealt with, all that stuff. And it's just a great concern. I never thought that I, not night love, because that's what they called me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They women, night love. I never thought that I would go through two divorces. Come on now. But
Mhm.
because God do have that as a path in my life to deal with relationships, I would definitely get to know who you are, get to know what you like, get to know what you love. Don't be so easily jumping into relationships. Because I told my babe, now I said, babe, if I went with you now, I don't even know, babe. I'd probably just be a player because these women ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to ask myself, why are they not worth it? Why are the men not worth it? It's because of what the examples that they're having. So get to know yourself, get to know God, follow God's principles, his laws, in concerning relationship and concerning marriage. Learn his laws, and they are tough. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, man, they are tough, but they are just, and it will help you. And you can follow me on my Facebook, Break the Cycle campaign. Instagram, not too savvy on Instagram, but I'm more of a Facebook guy.
Okay.
So that's where you can see. You'll see all of my posts.
Hmm.
And if you're friends with Melanie, you'll see my posts on her stuff as well. So that's how you can follow me. My number is 912-659-7676 if you need to talk and say and ask me a question. I'm here. I'm easy to get in contact with. Um, you can email me. You can inbox me. And hey, I'm here to help. I'm here to do my part. You know,
Yes.
and also men and
And
women, get your finances in order.
yeah.
Get your money in order. That's why my first wife left me, because of the economy collapsed
Oh.
and I couldn't support her like she wanted me to. And she found another dude. And that dude didn't do jack. I still
So crazy.
Anyway, all I'm saying is Get your finances in order. Women, get in a position where you won't need a man to now get what I'm saying. Now, don't take this the wrong way. Get in a position where you don't need to be supported by a male and man. But you do need a man. That's a part of the order. Men, get in a position where if a female do something to you, you will not be jacked up. Okay? Get in a financial position so when things come up, because most of the stuff that we go through, finances is like the root. It's like the root. So get that in order. And if you're mad and something going on, guess what? Y'all go on a vacation. Hey man, let's go talk about this in the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? And I thank you so much, Melanie, for what you're doing. Keep doing the work that you're doing. You're touching so many lives. Keep doing. And boy, I know the man that gets you is gonna be happy.
Really?
They don't make them like you no more, boo boo. I'm telling you, they don't make them like you no more. So definitely, yeah. Hey, y'all men, y'all better treat her right. She got a big brother that come see you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. So proud of you.
Thank you. And I do appreciate you coming on. I wanted to get more men on, to get a man's perspective, because I have, like I said, a lot of ladies in the group, and but it's a blessing to get your perspective as a man, and even your journey through singleness and where you are now and then where you're headed, and it's just nice because you had, like you said, you've gone through 2 divorces, you've been the single player type, you've gone through the different aspects and you've gone through different experiences of your single journey. So I'm really thankful for you sharing this information. I personally don't have much of a history with dating. I had one experience and then it was terrible. And then God brought me through it. So so it's just nice to hear different perspectives, and I am definitely honored and appreciative of you coming on, my Facebook page and just sharing and talking and giving me some of your time and sharing this platform together. So I do look forward to all that you are going to do, and it's a blessing too of what you're providing, for the community and just for people who are in relationships and people who aren't. You're a wealth of wisdom, and experience, and I love getting people together to share their stories, so that we know that we are not alone.
Yes.
That everybody goes through a difficult time. And even when
you're gonna go,
huh?
You're gonna go through them. Yes,
We're all gonna go through it, but it's just, but we all take something different away from our experiences, and I love the way that TG Jakes always says that God is going to use every tear, every hurt, every pain, and every experience, for the good and for the bad. God is going to use it all, every single bit of it, so no time is wasted. There is nothing wasted, no experience wasted, no bad choices that are wasted, no good choices that are wasted. It is all going to be used. The time we are called up to heaven, whether it's through the rapture or however else, God is going to get the glory out of every aspect of our lives. And I am thankful for it. So, but thank you again for joining me. Again, this is Ascend Spotlight with Marquise Jackson Jr. And I thank you so much. Have a good night.
Shalom.
See you later.